Hey everybody, Jay Marino here, welcome back. We're going to be playing a new one-shot campaign challenge for Warcraft 3. This is the Undead campaign. Human campaign was super easy because we had Divine Shield pretty much every mission. I think actually every mission, right? So, things are going to get crazy wild from here on out. Yes, I've been gone for a while. Thank you for your patience. We're back now. I talked about it a bit on my Discord. If you're interested enough, you can go and read it in the announcements. But otherwise, let's try this. There was also an update to this campaign. Well, okay, first up, we'll let the cinematics play in the background while we talk. We don't need to... We know what the story is, but maybe some funny stuff will happen in the cinematics, because everything has 1 HP. But the creator added an enhanced version of this, which really appealed to me at first, because like StarCraft 2 one-shot versions have something similar, and it takes some abilities or units that otherwise are useless, and gives them something to make them a little more viable in the one-shot context. What the creator has done here is they have done that with some spells, but they've also added HP to the heroes and to the melee units. So now melee units have 2 HP, and the hero has 3 HP. I wish I could have like an in-between where I have abilities that are better, or at least rebalanced in a way that aren't completely worthless. But all the units should have 1 HP. It's literally called the one-shot campaign. So like, I don't know. Let me know in the comments what you think, what you'd like to see. I am leaning heavily towards going with the vanilla version where everything has 1 HP, but I also think that that may be virtually impossible at times. So that's why I feel like I need like an in-between. But yeah, giving melee units 2 HP really, like, I feel like that makes things incredibly complex. Right? It takes something that was a really simple idea and makes it very, very, very different. Because now, instead of 1 hit, things are going to take 2 hits to kill. Now, I see Arthas does 2 damage. So, again, that's what the vanilla versus the rebalance is. For this mission, I think it would be safe to go ahead and do the rebalance so you can see what it is. But that's, again, it's going to make a huge, huge difference on future missions. In the context of this mission, we're going to death coil everything, right? We're going to death coil, like, literally everything. So that's fine. Tychondrius has 3 HP. Arthas has 3 HP. Melee units and heroes have been provided with additional health, and useless spells have now been given new life. See, I want this part. The useless spells have been given new life, but again, I feel like giving ghouls and footmen and grunts and all that an extra HP, like it completely, fundamentally changes what this is and how it's going to be. What is it now? So I don't know. I don't know. There's a little more forgiveness around it, but I think kind of the point of this is it's like a puzzle, both in planning and execution, where again everything's got 1 HP. There's gonna be a lot of quick saving. You have a lot of goofy situations, but now with this extra, I don't know how to feel about it, and I want to know what you all think.
Our master Kel'Thuzad told us that you would come. Kel'Thuzad.
Like, I'm leaning towards maybe doing vanilla, but then changing to enhanced, where like something is like basically impossible or just simply beyond my skill level. I don't know. So Death Coil heals and all that. Kills a target-friendly undead unit, heals, and it refreshes Death Coil's cooldown in exchange. So that's... yeah, it's marked. You can see what is altered and what is not. That's nice. So, Animate Dead is altered. Raises 6 dead units in an area to fight for the Death Knight for 40 seconds. How is this altered, I wonder? This just has movement speed, no more regeneration. But... again, this is something where it wasn't something given new life. It's actually worse. Because in the context of now our melee units have 2 HP, but they're not going to regenerate that single HP when on Blight. Or when there's Unholy Aura, in theory. So I don't know. This seems more... I don't know. I don't know how to feel about this yet. Let's play this mission and see how it goes. Honestly, trying to figure out how I wanted to handle this is a small reason why it took me so long to get back to this. Because I just like... I'm like paralyzed. I don't know what to do.
I live only to serve at last.
So here's the thing. We pretty much just have to avoid everything. Now, a user left a really good comment on a video in the human campaign where so much of this has to do with... it's like attack delay. So basically, how long does it take for the attack animation to start and for the damage to register? And I think what I saw was ghouls have the the lowest, meaning if you run a ghoul at a footman, they're going to attack faster than the footman damage registers, so the ghoul wins. This is only, I mean, but when they have 2 HP, it doesn't matter. So I don't know. If we do this, it lures the other guy. We run away.
At last, this is more like it.
And then we death coil him again, right? So there might be a lot of waiting for mana and stuff as well. Also, don't remember exactly where all the dudes are, so that's going to be a thing. Potion of healing. Well, I mean, it's not necessarily pointless, but eventually when we get Death Pact, it's pointless.
This is more like it.
The undead! Sound the alarm!
Finally, Frostmourne.
So I think like knowing the attack delay values of units is going to actually be a really big thing. Because again, if we were playing vanilla and everything has 1 HP, you could run a ghoul at a footman, and in theory, the ghoul should always have its damage registered against the footman before vice versa. Every time, or I would say probably realistically it's going to be more of like a 90% situation, because it might have to do with the angles of the pathing that they're approaching each other in and stuff like that. So like if you had a line of ghouls that were on hold position like this, like you had like 12 of them, and you had a footman running towards them in a line, I suspect that the ghoul line would win in this case.
At last.
Okay.
What is it now?
So we have a shade. Nope.
No one orders me around.
We'll just run.
Frostmourne hungers. Tread lightly. This is more like it.
So Arthas, no, he can't. He has one 1/1 damage. Because I thought for a second, like, is it possible?
This is more like it. At last.
Is it possible that Arthas?
Frostmourne
Our
hungers.
forces are under attack.
No one orders me around. Finally.
Just keep running.
Now? At last. Frostmourne hungers.
I already forgot my train of
This is
thought.
more like it. Speak.
Right. So obviously we would have lost there already if we weren't on enhanced. If we use this, then we actually have a usage for our health pots as well.
Finally.
I don't know, man.
More like it. No
But yeah, mana is going to be a major issue. So, like, yeah, you can Death Pact and all that, but, like, for this first mission, I think we just have to be extremely patient.
Frostmourne hungers. Finally. This is more like
What
it.
needs revealing? Speak, fool.
I guess we can get the item back here a little easier.
Finally.
Oh, there's knights. No, or are those just horses?
I bow to your
Frostmourne hungers.
Nope, those are knights.
At last. This is more like it.
Oh, oh,
Finally.
oh,
Frostmourne hungers.
oh!
At last.
How could you murder your own father?
Finally.
My life for Nezul.
Get blasted? Okay, then I guess we take Death Pact, and then we have a pot of greater healing. What else are we using it for except this moment?
At last. What is it now?
We need those skellies.
Finally.
So Arthas can take the hit, at least one hit, which might allow my ghouls to get in there and kill the patrolling guys. I don't know.
You will know endless torment.
Finally.
At the very least, we can actually have some usage of our abilities here. The buildings also only have 1 HP.
This is more like it. At last.
Am I crazy, or are these... Is Death Pact usually E? I think it is.
At last. Frostmourne hungers. This is more like
I think it's probably just a ring. I don't think we need it. Whatever it is, we don't need it. Okay, he's dead. Okay, so let's restart with this in mind. Again, there's a little more forgiveness, but also sort of feels like it defeats the purpose. So with that in mind, let's try vanilla and see how this feels. Again, we just need a quick save. I mean, it's a micro mission, so we just have to be extremely careful. Now, in terms of like what items will actually be good, attack speed maybe, definitely intelligence. Armor is worthless. Health regen is worthless.
Be wary. If the townsfolk see your undead minions, they'll call the local guards only to serve.
Right, so at least killing these fleeing people is easier. We don't have to worry about them.
No one orders me around.
We take Death Pact just so we can kill stuff at range.
Finally.
Get him.
At last.
Hello?
Pain shall be legendary.
This is more like it. Tread lightly.
Seek out the local
Oh, there he is.
graveyard.
Okay.
Those buried there will serve
So here's one where, like, I think we just need to avoid the patrol.
all shall be revealed.
No one.
Right, so we chill back here. Yes, I know what the shade does, thank you.
This is more like it.
Now, to be fair, you probably shouldn't be engaging that group anyway.
Finally. At last. Frostborn.
Here.
At last.
Now, the nice thing is we can kill these guys really fast. It doesn't take even more than one hit.
Frostborn.
I don't even think we... I mean, we could take this and hold on to everything we find to at least maybe...
Finally. I shall be your eyes. What is it now?
Sell.
My sight is yours.
Okay, we don't want to go that
I
way.
go unseen.
Speak, fool.
What needs revealing?
We're just going to follow these guys kind of around to the bottom left. I think there's a guy down there. Having to actually scout and find instead of just kind of brute forcing this mission is also different.
At last.
Do this.
The undead.
Do this. Got him.
My life for Nazul.
Frostborn.
What needs revealing?
So I don't know, can we do polls in the YouTube chat? Is this a thing that exists?
This is more.
Because this might be something I would just poll people for, because, like, genuinely, I don't know
This is more like it. Finally. At last.
how I want to do it. Okay, hit this guy, hit this lady, hit this lady.
Undead. Sound the alarm.
Kill these guys. Kill him, kill him, kill him!
Frostborn.
Okay, we found that guy.
At last.
We found that guy. We're going to hold position down here.
Shall be your eyes. I'll look into it.
I think we have to wait for them to come by us here because we can't run by the knights, right? We don't want to run by them.
Let's see.
So let's do a quick
Let's see.
once over here.
I
If it's
go
not clear by the
unseen.
amount of rambling I did at the beginning of this video, I genuinely, like, I had a lot of, like, what do I do with the enhanced versus the vanilla? I don't know.
This is more like it. Frostborn hunger.
I feel like maybe we're going to end up settling on enhanced,
What is it now?
but we'll see.
This is more like it.
We got to get these ghouls up to the front, too. They should be pretty easy. Just hold position.
No one will
My sight is yours.
speak.
Okay, just chill. Just chill. I just remember to quick save a lot, like constantly. Every engagement.
Tread lightly.
I shall be your eyes. I'll look into it.
Okay, man, if you could rescue them with the shades, that would be
At
awesome.
last. Frostborn hunger.
My life.
Boom.
for
Hit this guy.
Sound the alarm.
Hit this guy.
At last.
Needs revealing.
So obviously we need to avoid this entire section. There is one right there and there,
Tread lightly.
and a patrolling knight. Boom, boom, boom. This is why maybe we need to keep the ghouls close, because the ghouls actually have quite a fast attack speed. There are Boots of Quel'Thalas somewhere for Arthas in this campaign,
No one orders me.
which normally feel really silly, but in this case,
Needs revealing.
I think would be pretty good.
All shall be revealed.
What is it now? Finally.
The
This is
undead.
more
Sound the alarm.
Okay, I think now I'm just going to run.
Frostborn.
We got that
hunger.
guy, right?
This is more
So we just
like
back
it.
out. I don't think he's going to
last.
aggro to us. He's going to
My
aggro,
sight is yours.
and by he I mean whoever they ran
I
to,
go
which are these.
unseen. All
Oh,
shall
they just
be
ran over here.
revealed.
Okay. I thought that they would... Maybe they just are scripted to run to a location, and any combat units in that
I go
location may end up
unseen. I'll look into it.
coming at you.
Let's see.
So that patrolling knight is probably worth a death coil.
This is more like it. Frostborn.
Just because getting by him may be a little more challenging.
Mercy, my lord. Faithless coward.
Right, so in this case, Death Pact is pointless. We can grab Unholy Aura so we can move a little faster. Speed is also going to be pretty good here. The amount of usable
I go
abilities is going to be
unseen.
really minimal here, I think.
Frostborn hungers.
I
Him.
live
Now,
only
let's
to
see.
serve.
Can we grab this? I don't remember what's in here. Anywhere where there's a mana pot is worth it.
This is more like it.
That was indeed a mana pot.
Finally.
My sight
Okay,
is
let's
yours.
move up with the shade.
I shall be your eyes.
What I really like about this is it's just there's so many potential ways it could go wrong.
All shall be revealed.
And it's a double-edged sword for both you and the enemies. It's not just like, oh, you have 1 HP, but they don't. It's both ways, especially buildings. Like, that's for macro missions, if you just get 1 unit in there and just start slapping buildings, man, it makes a big difference. All right, is this where we get the skeletons?
I'm in luck. These graves were dug recently. Arise in the name of the Lich King.
Okay, very nice. And it gave us 2 ghouls here instead of just skeletons.
Tread lightly.
I don't think this was a change made to the campaign. Again, it's like we're not on enhanced, but maybe there are some minor changes here or there in any case.
My sight is yours. I go unseen. Let's
I don't think there's any combat units over
I'll
here.
look into it. Let's see.
Unless they become militia.
No one orders me around.
And workers can kill us. I mean, there is the potential for workers to kill us, so.
Bandits, my sight is yours.
Okay, every unit,
No one.
every enemy unit has the potential to kill us, including bandits,
Speak, fool.
including whatever. Now, obviously, this is all like, you might as well just make only ranged units. I get it. That's another reason why I think there's like this like buff. I don't know if I'd even, it is a buff, but like it's,
This is more like
it's something to the melee units. But again, like going from 1 HP to 2 HP it's like such a it's a big change. It's a real big change. So it's hard to say. It's hard to say. This is a mana pot. We want to grab this.
Frostmourne hungers.
Okay, then we come up here.
What needs revealing? All
What's up in that direction? Let's go find out.
No one orders me around.
Oh, that's just the way to continue. I forgot. That was the acolyte. Let's go get the skeletons, and then
I go unseen. Let's see.
like maybe a slightly different change to this mission would have been to give you, rather than like extra ghouls or whatever, you get like 2 of the ranged skeletons. I don't know.
Arise in the name of the Lich King.
Like canonically, could necromancers not summon ranged skeletons until Frozen Throne? Is that
At last.
is that a thing?
This is more like it.
Now bandit attack delay, that's something I don't know. Let's bop this so that we don't have any militia.
At last, Frostmourne hungers.
See, that militia just bopped me. Here's what, again, we have to kind of line this up to see. Like, we have a ghoul here. If we
Frostmourne
do that, and then we go and hit this guy. You know, we messed with their aggression there a little bit. They were coming for Arthas.
This is more like it. Frostmourne hungers.
There are going to be some times I think we're going to have to accept a trade. Like, you keep your hero in the back, but otherwise your units just sort of run in there. But based on the way the aggression priority is working for enemies, we can abuse that too. That's the kind of stuff that I really enjoy trying to think about as I work my way through this. I think there's another one back here too. This is one of those missions I've played so many times, and I still just don't really know where they're all at. This dude been living in hiding with his wife this whole time.
At last,
Okay.
Frostmourne hungers.
We have a lot of guys here. Specifically, the ranged one is who we have to worry about. So what we're going to do is kind of line our ghouls over here. We're not auto-attacking with them. We're going to leave them here. Skeletons can be sort of the backup, but don't block Arthas as he runs. We're going to death coil that one.
At last. Finally.
Okay, we lost all the ghouls. Now, we could have kited those.
At last. Finally.
Surely we could have kited those to have that go a little different. Like, even Spider Ring, like, maybe a little better here.
Frostmourne hungers. I'll make sure.
Like, that was, what, 4v3, and we still won. But what we'd have to do is death coil and then just run away, pull back, pull back, pull back. But keep in mind, in Warcraft 3, once an attack animation starts, you can't avoid the damage. It's already going to hit you.
This is more like it. Finally.
That's the only option.
Your pain shall be
How many do we need? Is it 20, right? 24. Okay.
No one
Again, I should know this.
around. Tread lightly.
What? He didn't even have an attack animation. Did you see that?
What is it now?
Oh my god.
At last.
Okay, Arthas beat the footman. I would not have expected that. Maybe it was the spider ring. You ever think it could be the spider ring? I think I'd probably, rather than quick saving, I need to be like...
The undead! Sound the alarm!
I probably need to be cycling my, like, hard saves, right? Because we can just call this one shot 01, because we might have to, like, depending on how much we lost, we might have to do this over and over. I'm pretty confident that no matter what happens, I can kite...
This is more like it. Frostmourne hungers.
Everything on this map.
Like it. At last. Finally. Frostmourne hungers. Help! The undead have returned. The undead! Sound the alarm!
Okay, so here's a knight. We're gonna death coil the knight because he's faster. He's definitely dead.
This is more like it.
We saw a patrol down here. Where is my shade? We gotta go and look out for whatever's down here. But we are faster than footmen. I think Arthas's base movement speed is faster because he's on a horse. I think that is true. I only have enough for one death coil, so let's do it and see if this footman will leash. We could also quick save and try and just kill him.
This is more
like, I think this is worth a shot. We know he's here. We run up. We get him. Okay. Same with this one. Okay, so this is where the attack delay with Arthas, as long as it's one-on-one, I wouldn't say it's going to be 100%. There's going to be some pathing-related issues, but it seems like for the most part he can win if I'm right-clicking. What I don't know is, like, say I'm auto-attacking. Do you think that that would work?
I go unseen.
We probably just have to do more testing.
Finally. You will know endless torment.
I mean, his attack speed is very low, but again, it seems like the attack delay is great for us here. Okay, we have enough for another death coil. Panic death coil, I guess.
What is it now?
The dead have risen again.
My life for Ner'zhul. I shall be your eyes.
All right, this is spookier. There's 4 here. We could just wait for mana. We could use the mana pot, or just assume we're going to want to use that or have that later. There's 4 here. I don't know if there's any in the cages. There's one right there.
Let's see. I go unseen. I'll look into it. Speak.
The dead have risen again.
Guards. Okay, so here's all of our acolytes.
At last.
Okay, hang on.
Finally.
Experimentation. Arthas, you're going to auto-attack at this guy. Is he going to win? Yes. That guy seemed like even slower on the take. Now, if this is anything like StarCraft 1, and I think StarCraft 2 has this too, there are minor frame delays. I don't know, frame delays maybe not the right word, but there's some desynchronizing done so that when you're attacking with units, it doesn't appear like they're all attacking at the exact same time. So, like, you know, if 2 units come into range at the same time, there might be a 1 or 2 frame difference in their attack animations. That's done, again, just for, like, visual variety. With that in mind, that could impact us. That's not something you would ever really think about.
No one orders me.
And I doubt that that's ever made the difference in an actual game in the past, but that is something that exists.
At last, tread lightly.
Okay, let's do this.
Hungers. No one orders me around. Tread lightly.
Okay, we got 1, and then we know we can win this.
Finally.
It's scary every time, but yeah, that's the when I said earlier there's no way to avoid the damage when an attack animation starts unless you kill the unit before the attack the damage registers as part of the delay. So again, I guess we'll pick this up. Now, there is, I think it's Gauntlets of Strength, like behind trees, and our ghouls are dead. And again, in the context of this, the only thing that we're going to benefit most from intelligence, then from agility, and then speed. That's it. Those are really the only... I'm trying to think, is there anything else? Maybe an Ankh? I don't even know if there's an Ankh in this campaign. But I think those might be the only useful
Tread lightly.
abilities here. Useful stats, I should say. You need billions of... trillions of agility to increase your armor.
Lordaeron lies in ashes. What good are these cultists to us now?
They will aid you in your next undertaking.
And what's that?
You will go to Underhall and recover the remains of the Acolyte's former master, the Necromancer.
So I wonder if there's probably a benefit here to learning some speedrun routing. Because, like, the Paladin mission, for example, we just need to get in range of the Paladins and death coil them, and we win. And Arthas is not mission critical moving forward when we can build an altar. So as long as we can delay enough or distract enough, Arthas can just run in, death coil, it's over, right? And I think we get meat wagons starting next mission, so artillery and splash damage is going to be king, I think, moving forward, because you can intersperse your meat wagons to attack like a choke point, such that it's constantly, there's some sort of damage inflicted in a particular area, basically nonstop, and then nothing can get to you. This might be what we have to do on macro missions. Again, no Divine Shield means we can't just rush into enemy bases with a Divine Shielded hero and bop the buildings. We have to do something different. So I think this is going to be quite insane. Range is going to be king. We don't have hit scan units. Now, I don't know if riflemen are technically hit scan, but the attack projectile is so quick that it may as well be hit scan. I think it basically is, or is outright hit scan. So that's something to consider too. I don't think the Undead has anything hit scan. What? Can you Unholy Frenzy enemies and they'll die? Because we could make... I mean, what's the difference between having a line of Crypt Fiends and while their projectile is really slow, but as long as it hits the melee units that are moving at them, I feel like we're overcomplicating by saying, oh, just make Necromancers and then you can Unholy Frenzy units to then take a 1 tick of debuff and they die, right? That's just taking something that could already be simple enough and then, so maybe Gargoyles would be... I mean, we have to get to Gargoyles. That's quite a ways in. But I think Gargoyles would be really good here just because not everything can attack air, right? Riflemen are going to be our bane for sure, so we're going to have to outrange them. We just have to outspace them in many ways. But as soon as they get in range and can hit us, that's it. It's over. Right? So thankfully, no, we fight humans a lot. We fight mostly humans in this campaign. We don't fight mostly humans in the Orc campaign, but there's at least 2 or 3 missions of the Orc campaign where we're fighting humans. Thankfully, there's only 1 in the Night Elf campaign. But riflemen are going to be our bane for sure. That's going to be the cause of a lot of reloads, so it was just a lot of quick saving. Now, again, with all this in mind, do we use the enhanced version? Again, I guess I don't want to be the squeaky wheel here. It makes no sense. I don't want to be the guy who's like, please change this for me. But I would love a version of this where I have access to the changes to the spells, but everybody's got 1 HP, right? It's called the one-shot campaign. So, I mean, maybe if it was like somehow you could make it where the melee units can 1-hit each other, but they can take 2 hits from ranged, maybe. But like at a certain point, if you're going to give the melee units 2 HP, you might as well give all the ranged units 2 HP. Like I don't think it's a huge difference here. I don't know. This is a conversation for the comments. Please let me know your thoughts. Thanks for bearing with me while I was away. I realized it was like over a month, I think. No, it wasn't quite a full month, but yeah, it's right before Christmas, man. A lot of stuff going on with the dogs. My wife and I have been fostering dogs, and we had some very, very challenging times. I talked about this at the end of the human campaign, but basically we had Clover, poor Clover. She's a lovely dog. She's going to do great in a household that's looking for a puppy. She's not exactly a puppy, but she's a teenager, and there's plenty of households that are looking for that where you're already through, I would say, the worst 30% of raising a puppy, but she needs some intense obedience training, because she's my wife and I, we both work. We can give a dog a great home, but not one that needs to be trained as a puppy. Just a more independent adult dog, so that's what we have now, but he's not exactly the easiest either. Every rescue dog, especially adults, they're all going to come to you with some sort of baggage, surely. So we're working through that. It's not been easy. I don't want to say that's all my time. I have plenty of free time, but I've been playing a lot of other games. I've been playing some games with my wife, too. It's been really fun. And I finally bought a bunch of stuff that's been on my Steam wish list for a while. I've been playing those. So I just kind of using my free time to decompress a little bit from the stress that I'm otherwise facing, not just with the dogs, but with a variety of other things that, again, not really professional life related, needing to be talked about on the channel. I guess this really isn't professional either. Leisure time, just private life stuff. That's it's been a lot. So with that in mind, I'm back. I just needed to get back into the groove. I said this after I took my previous kind of break after Coco passed, where I needed some time off, and I was just like, I just need to get into the groove of recording again, and that's what this has been. This was the video to do it, so we're back at it. And I'll tell you what the worst part is making thumbnails, man. I dread having to make the thumbnail for this video, but I'll do it. But I don't like it, okay? I don't like it. We're back. We'll see how this one-shot thing goes. It might be incredibly difficult, but that's kind of the fun of it, is the wackiness that ensues, the meltdowns, etc., etc. So I'll see you there for it. Bye-bye.